ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Man Cave here at Wistful Vistas in beautiful suburban San Diego, California. Joined once again by Mr. Griffin Hopf, certified professional trainer. And today we're going to cover the post-ride. We did a little quick pre-ride, and now we're going to do the post-ride. You've gone out, had your fun, and you're coming back now looking to get a little loosened perhaps or whatever. And Griffin, why don't you take us away? You've got a little bit of a disclaimer too again on this one.
Sure.
You want to mention?
I do not ride a motorcycle. I have never driven a motorcycle. This is purely based off my own research and experience and understanding of anatomy, as well as talking to Gary and his vast info and experience. So
he sure does know exercise and stretching, though, ladies and gentlemen. I know he's being a little modest here because he sure does know the body and exercise. Okay, so carry away.
All right. Well, so one thing I noticed when Gary is on his motorcycle, he's hunched over, his shoulders are rounded. Now, I would imagine, how long are your rides typically? Would you say over an hour?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So you're over an hour on the motorcycle, and you're hunched over like this, and you're kind of like probably looking forward like this.
Mm-hmm.
So I would imagine your chest is going to get very, very tight. And as it gets tight, your shoulders, why don't you stand over here, I'll show you what I mean. As you get tight, your shoulders are going to push forward like this. You can put your head back. There we go. They're going to round forward. So what I would want to do is I want to strengthen the back. And that is going to get those shoulders back. And that's going to be very, very helpful for your overall health, particularly your spinal health. So what we want to do to start is we want to exercise our back. And this is a banded fly. So this is just a resistance band. You can go on Amazon, you'll see a million results. This is just one of the flat ones. It's a pretty heavy resistance. So I would say get a little variety pack, probably about 20, 30 bucks. What you're doing is you're finding your resistance. The farther your hands are apart, the lighter the resistance. And you are doing a fly, just like that. I'm a little tight there. Pulling my hands straight back, keeping my arms straight, and I'm pinching my scapula. So what I'm doing with this, pulling my arms back, pinching my shoulder blades together, just like that. And I'm holding for about 3 counts. So what it would look like is this. 3, 2, 1, back. 3, 2, 1, back. And I would say do about 3 sets of 8.
Thing you're going to do.
So the second thing I would do, and I would do each of the 3 things I'm showing you and alternate them. So it would be back exercise, chest stretch, the third exercise, and then repeat.
So break them up. Don't do all the one thing at one time.
No, less boring that way.
Okay.
Yeah, cover all the ground kind of
Okay.
evenly.
Okay.
That's just how I like to do it, personally.
Yeah.
A little biased there.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to have you guys do is you can have your hand here on a flat surface and find any doorway, really any flat wall or corner. You can have it here, high up, or at an angle. This is going to be more of a chest and shoulder stretch. And then this is going to engage your bicep and shoulder a lot more than this would. So here we are, pushing this shoulder out this way and my left shoulder back. And I'm feeling a nice deep chest stretch. I'm feeling a shoulder stretch. You can do it that way, or you can do it this way. And try to do both sides. Try to hold for about 30 to 45 seconds. There we go. Whichever one you want, you can do multiple of them. Just try not to do multiple minutes.
Yeah. So Griffin, you could actually do this one if you stopped while you were on the ride and you were just by a doorway for a second. You could do that.
Do it anytime. I think anytime your chest is feeling a little bit tight, you're feeling a little back pain, stretch your pecs. If your pecs are tight, you're pulling your shoulders forward, and that can cause back pain.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then the third thing I'd have you do after the ride is simply to stretch your hamstrings again, because these things are going to get so tight. People who work in offices, I mean, how often do they have back pain? And that's from sitting. So it doesn't matter if you're sitting on a motorcycle, on a bike, in your car. Hamstrings are going to get tight. It's going to hurt your back. So same thing as last time, guiding your hands down your quads, stretching your hamstrings. Get as low as you can. Don't go too far. Hold for about 30 to 45 seconds. So what it would look like all combined. So 3, 2, 1, 1, 8 of those. Stretch your chest, 30 seconds. 30 seconds, 30 seconds, repeat 3 times. And that's a great little post-ride workout and stretch routine.
So you're into it 4 or 5 minutes, but you're getting those muscles working the other way. And I think you said something very important here in our day and age, particularly working from home or sitting in a chair 8 hours, whatever, at a time. And how many people do you know that end up with bad backs? Mm-hmm. And I think it's true when you're on that bike and riding all day long, mm-hmm. you're in this position, and then you go home and you're sitting in that mm-hmm. position. So I think this stuff would work out. Now I want to ask you a couple of questions about what we just saw, sure. If I could. One is that bend down. I shouldn't bounce, right? I should make it a slow.
I would say no. So what we're doing is a static hamstring stretch.
Okay.
So a static is you're just holding one position for mm-hmm. 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. And if it gets a little easy throughout your stretch, you can go a little deeper. Mm-hmm. But if it's painful and you feel like if I stretch anymore, it just hurts, don't go anymore. Yeah. Hold there or even go back a little bit. But you really just want to hold for about 30 seconds.
Okay.
Just a nice deep static stretch.
Because I've seen people do like this, you know, bouncing.
Right. I would say that's more probably a ballistic stretch, but okay. I don't have quite a lot of experience with stretching like that, so I can't speak too much on that.
Okay, and this one, these bands.
That's a great one too. So what this is going to do is engage your scapula, mm-hmm. and it's really going to strengthen your shoulder joint. But what we're going to do and focus on is the back fly. So our hands are wider apart, okay. and we're pulling our arms back straight. So really, that's actually still a great one. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to shoot that down at all.
Well, but this is what you're talking about, and that I was misinterpreting, so I'm glad I did this for the people to see.
I would say this is going to focus probably more on your back, maybe a little bit of your, posterior deltoid, mm-hmm. and then this is more of something that's going to recruit your shoulder joint, so the infraspinatus and those things attaching in there, the little guys, and strengthen your scapula area.
All right. Let me try a little wider spread out then. So something like this?
Yes, so a back fly. And then you are engaging your scapula there.
And how long do I hold it?
I'd say a 3 count. 3, 2, 1, and you're really flexing that scapula, all the muscles in there, pinching it together. 3, 2, 1. I'd do about 8.
Great, that is great. And then let me do the pec real quick here. Change places with you.
Yeah. And if you have time and if you enjoy these things, don't be afraid to mix it up. Doesn't mean you can only do these 3 things. You could do all those leg stretches that in the previous video mm-hmm. again with this. I mean, the more evenly you are stretched and the more muscles that get exercised, I would say the better.
This is really good stuff because I think too many of us just go through life and don't get to exercise in general. And then the other side of exercise, which I've always done, is stretching, which I think is a very much underappreciated part of the overall physical conditioning process.
It's extremely important.
So again, we've got this seniors exercise going on with the assistance of Mr. Griffin Hopf here. One last plug, if you're in the greater San Diego area, please do get a hold of him. And any questions or comments you have, leave them down below and we'll try and take a look at them. And as Griffin points out, do this within your own boundaries. Now, I can't touch my toes, you saw, but the form is what's important. And Griffin's been excellent about giving me the form.
Yeah, if you have any recent injuries or surgeries, always listen to your doctor if you saw a physical therapist. My advice cannot supersede those people, so I'll always listen to your doctor first.
Excellent. So thanks for joining us here in the Man Cave, and ride safe out there, ladies and gentlemen. And by the way, we are social distancing, but we also are in a circle, so we're not contravening any virus rules here, if that gets pointed out.
We do our best to try to stay sanitary while still being able to get proper oxygen intake.
Yes. All right. Ride safe out there. Thanks for watching.